Hey guys, and today we are here to, Castrode. Netflix episode. I watched it. It was actually really good, and it was actually kind of fun to watch. Especially since it's hard to make a terrible power, but it is not as hard to make a terrible power, but it's hard to make a terrible power that is still slightly useful. Basically, a terrible power that is at least somewhat good. And so we're going to be talking about the main character, but also we're going to be talking about some other characters too. So we'll be talking about the characters with superpowers, but also I'll be talking about the episode as well. The episode in general was pretty good. Spoilers ahead. I don't even know what I could say. It would basically be like your average superhero movie. A lot of battles, a lot of fighting, a lot of complaints between the team. You guys get the gist. But the most important thing about this is that powers have defects in this world. And that's the part that I was so interested to see if there was other powers that had defects. Because I feel like it would be a little bit too mean to just leave one character who has a defect. But yeah, there were. So in this team, there's a team of 3, okay? The main character and 2 other people. So let's get to it, everybody. So number 1, the main character's powers is money. And you would think money would be a pretty good power, right? Well, it's kinda not. You see, his thing is he has to use money. So he has to have a large amounts of money on him. And he can't steal money from other people. Because every single time when he uses money, he gets strength and agility. The more money he has, the more strength and agility he has. But if he doesn't have that much money, well, he's fairly useless. Also, this money has to be on his body at all times. But yeah, there are some rules to this, other than the ones I just told you. That means that you burn away your money. That means saving money is going to be a damn difficult hassle for you to save someone's life. And the fact is that you need to use your power to save people. Because if you don't, you get rashes and bumps on your body. So it makes it seem like being a superhero is like some type of drug addict. But we're not going to talk about that. Either way. Also, if you keep on using other people's money, stealing basically, and not using your own, there's problems with the power itself. You will begin to lose the power, because if you steal money from other people, that power will be gone. Also, you will be going into anaphylactic shock. Basically, you're gonna pass out. A lot, so. But now, let's get to the other characters. Because there's actually a few characters that had some interesting abilities. One character that had the most fairest power of all, with the most fairest defect of all, what I felt was a little bit disrespectful. So, okay, and we're going to talk about her first. She had the power to move objects with her mind, okay? But there was one little defect, like all of them. The defect is she needs to consume calories. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't seem a little bit fair. So she has to consume calories. So you're saying that she needs to eat food. Man, I can have that power. Like, if you had to choose between the power, why wouldn't you choose between the power that doesn't give you any form of a problem? You just have to make sure you have food on you all the time. At least I have an excuse to eat every single day. You see, I gotta save the world. You see, So because I need to eat calories, so there's a reason why I'm eating all this food. It's to save the society's life. So leave me alone. I'm focusing on using my powers right now of eating. And then the last person, who is a guy, and he had the power to phase through walls, but only when he's drunk. This there's a problem with that because there's a lot of scenes where he's fighting, and so it's kind of weird because he's fighting as he's drunk and he's failing at it. He's not drunk fighting. Like, if you guys don't know, there is actually something called drunk martial arts where you can fight in a drunken state, but he's not doing that. He's just fighting. So obviously he's getting his butt whooped because he's drunk right now. So yeah, so that was cool. We had a few villains with some powers, but we didn't see their defects. Like one, there was a girl who had super speed, but we never really saw what her defect was, and it doesn't seem like she has one for some reason. And then there was a guy who had molten lava for hands. And I guess his power was that water is activated. What also kind of contributes to the fact that they were stealing powers for some people and giving it to other people. And that was because we saw a girl who had fire hands and she was shooting fire and stuff. But when it started raining, her hands came out of flames. So in other words, if she touches water at all, well, if you touch water with this power, your fire goes out. What I guess is an obvious defect. Like, I can accept that one. But if we're talking about all the powers and all the defects in the world, it seems like it's either going to be a pain in the ass of a defect, or it's going to be a defect that you can at least work with. And if I had to pick between any of them, I would pick food more than anything. I barely have enough money as it is, and you're going to tell me I need to have money in my body at all times just to save the world? Like, what happened if this was a global threat? I couldn't do shit. Like, say if there was a giant spaceship that was about to destroy the planet, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You're gonna be like, he's like, hey, are you gonna go help them? I was like, help them? Help them? What do you mean, help them? My powers only work with the amount of money I have in my body. I don't have enough money in my body, and I don't have enough pockets and everything else for me to really wield money to stop alien ship. Including from that, I don't have enough money either. So I'm gonna go home. Goodbye. You can't do nothing else but leave. Like, I just, but honestly, it's impressive. Because hard to make a difficult power is hard to make a terrible power that is still good. I did it once, and that was because it was kind of like a vision epiphany, and it is a sucky ass power I made. The power I made is basically a character who is, well, how can I explain this? He's a person that basically, he makes like these little glowing yellow cubes on his body. That's him removing his cells, each for then he can move around as a falling cube, right? But also it works with gathering objects into his cells. But the fact is that because he's doing this means that every time when he moves, it hurts. And the more objects he has in his body, is the more he's feeling pain every single day. And also, you can't really throw objects out like a fucking boomerang. If you tried, it would just fall straight down. You would have to throw it your own physical force. But because he's now numb, but I made him basically, he's pretty much dead inside, so he's numb to pain, and he's also numb to the pain that he feels every single day. So he basically is silent. A lot. So, yeah, but that was at least my character. I wanted to make it more like a superpower version of either of Kratos and also Doomslayer. That was the intention, but I need to first make a few comic books of him for then he can have that Doomslayer and Kratos type vibe. What? I haven't made comic books, but I would love to. So, yeah. Either way, I hope you guys really enjoyed this stuff. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and see you guys later. Crimson Thunder out.